Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Catharsis Inc. and Blessed Llamas. The Mother has blessed us with such a beautiful day on Lammas, and I am so excited to celebrate the Sabbat with you. Today I will be doing a little bit of cooking and baking. I'll also be making a corn doll and decorating my altar, and I'll also be performing a candle ritual. Now, Lammas is a harvest festival. We're celebrating the period of time between summer and fall, and the first harvest of the year, where we harvest the oats and the wheats and things like that. So Lammas literally translates to loaf mass. So it's definitely a holiday that has to deal with breads and wheats and things like that. So if you see my other Sabbath videos, you know I'm not the best baker. So I'm not going to attempt to bake any bread or anything like that. But for my menu for dinner tonight, I'll be baking honey lemon salmon, pecan brown sugar sweet potato casserole, corn on the cob, and then for dessert I'll be making lemon cream cheese danishes. So I thought I'd bring you along with me as I celebrate the Sabbat. And just as a reminder, if you are still in the broom closet, it's still possible to celebrate the Sabbat. As you see, I'm wearing this beautiful yellow color. I have gold jewelry on and gold makeup on. So you can definitely celebrate the Sabbat with your clothing and your makeup and even nail polish if you want to put a beautiful golden yellow on your nails. It's still possible to celebrate, so don't fret if you can't actually take part in the festivities like the rest of us, because there are still ways to honor the Mother and participate in the Sabbat. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to start by husking the corn, and then I'm going to be keeping some of the husks to make the corn doll. So I just put the corn on to boil, and while that boils, I'm going to start making the honey lemon salmon. And I got all these recipes from Pinterest, so I will link them in the comments down below. But for the salmon, initially it called for one big fillet, but I just picked up these pink salmon skinless fillets, and I believe it comes with 8 or 9 of these individually packaged salmon, so I'm going to be using those. Then you need salt and pepper to taste, and then a half a cup of butter that is melted, juice of 2 lemons, and then 1 lemon that you thinly slice, because we're going to be putting the slices underneath each salmon fillet. And then you need 4 tablespoons of honey, and then 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. So off camera, I'm gonna unwrap the fillets, and then I'll hop back on here. So before you get started, you're gonna want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna be getting my lemons ready, and I actually just recently bought this cute little lemon juicer at Marshall's. Price tag still on it. It was only $2.99. So I'm going to be using that to acquire some lemon juice. Okay, and that comes out to be about 1/3 cup of lemon juice. And then I was able to fit 7 fillets on 1 tray. So I think I'm going to need more than 1 lemon to put the slices underneath all these fillets. So I might use 2. We'll see how it goes here. But I'm just cutting these into slices. Okay, and then just place in a slice under each salmon. Actually, for these longer ones, I'm going to do 2 slices, I think. Okay. Shoot, we might actually need 3 lemons. I don't know. Alright, so we need a 3rd one just for 2 more slices. And I should note the original recipe called for limes instead of lemons, but I thought that lemons would go better with the Sabbat, so that's why I switched those out. It also calls for cilantro, which I won't be using. I don't really care for cilantro. I don't know, something about it makes me sick. But, okay, we got our lemon slices underneath the salmon. And these extra ones I might just lay on the pan here. Okay. Now we're going to mix our ingredients together. So let me clean this up and then we'll do that. Okay, next we are going to salt and pepper our salmon to taste. Okay, the oven is preheated. Alrighty, now we're gonna mix our ingredients together. So in this bowl, I have half a cup of butter melted. Then we are going to dump our lemon juice in. We need a tablespoon of minced garlic. Actually, I might put a little bit more in because I like garlic. Okay, and then we need 4 tablespoons of honey. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to stir that around. And I'm actually going to use one of these things to just paint this on. Okay, so now you're supposed to fold the foil up over the salmon. And since I have too many fillets, I'm just going to put another sheet of foil over top. Okay, and then since mine are frozen, I'm going to put them in the oven for 30 minutes. So the next thing I'm going to be making is the sweet potato casserole with brown sugar and pecans. So on the original recipe, she calls for 2 sweet potatoes. I just picked up this big can of cut sweet potatoes, so I'll be using those. And then for the sweet potatoes, you're going to be mashing them. So while you mash them, you also put in 3 tablespoons of butter and then 2 tablespoons of cream. I don't have any half and half cream, and plus I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm just going to be using my almond milk. And then for the topping, you're going to use a half a cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of butter, and then 1 cup of chopped pecans. So I'll get everything prepared and then I'll hop back on here. Okay, so I drained and dumped the sweet potatoes into the casserole dish. So we're just gonna mash them up. And I actually don't have a hand masher, so I'm just gonna use a fork. These are really soft, so they'll mash up really nice. Okay, then we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter. And 2 tablespoons of cream, or in this case, almond milk. And notice I'm not measuring. Like I said, I'm not a very good baker. Okay, let's stir this around. Okay, and then we're gonna flatten it in the dish. And then we're gonna take a second bowl. And this is where we're gonna mix our topping together. So we need a half a cup of brown sugar. Okay, making a mess. 1/4 cup of flour. Okay, 1/3 cup of butter. And then a cup of pecans. Okay, so I'm going to stir that all together. Okay, now I'm going to put the topping on top the sweet potatoes. Then this goes in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. So this is how the fish turned out. It looks really good. And then the sweet potato casserole, I'm not sure about the topping. I don't know, it seems pretty cakey instead of crumbly to me. And then, of course, we got the corn. And I'm working on the lemon curd now. Okay, so for dessert, I'm planning on making lemon cream cheese danishes. But the store didn't have any lemon curd, so I'm going to go ahead and whip some up. It seems pretty easy. I found a recipe online, and it calls for 1 cup of white sugar, 3 eggs, 1 cup fresh lemon juice, 3 lemons zested, and then half a cup of unsalted butter that's melted. Okay, so first you have to whisk together the sugar and the eggs. So I'll get 1 cup of sugar. Okay. And 3 eggs. Then whisk that together. Okay, then this is what it's going to look like. And then you stir in the lemon juice. So I had enough lemons to make half a cup. And then I also have this lemon juice concentrate, so I'm going to be using that for the other half. And obviously I don't have enough for lemon zest, so I'm just going to add the butter in. And mix that, whoop, spilling it. Mix that up. Okay, so I had to put it into a bigger bowl because as you can see on my stovetop, it went over the side as I was stirring. So I'm just gonna mix this up. And then it wants us to microwave for 1 minute intervals, and then you stir it after each minute until thick. So it took several times microwaving the lemon curd, but I finally got it to kind of like a jelly consistency, and I put it in the fridge to chill. So that's ready now. So for our recipe as a whole, you're going to need a crescent roll pack of 8. And then you're also going to need 1/3 cup of cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of powdered sugar, 8 teaspoons of the lemon curd, and then we're also going to be making a glaze for on top of these. So you'll need another 1/2 cup of the powdered sugar, and then 2 to 3 teaspoons of milk. So first we are going to open the crescent rolls, and you'll want to keep it in the cylinder shape that it is in. So you just keep it like so. Oh, and then before this, we want to preheat our oven to 375. So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, and then we're going to cut this log into 8 slices. And I have a cookie sheet over here ready to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and put those on there. Okay, now we're going to press these into 3-inch rounds. So just use your fingers and press in the center. Okay, so that's done. Now we're going to mix up our cream cheese. So you'll need a bowl for that. So we're gonna take 1/3 cup of cream cheese. Okay, then we're gonna put that in our bowl like this. And then we're gonna mix that with 3 tablespoons of the powdered sugar. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we'll stir that up. So that's what it looks like, and then we're gonna spoon some of it into each Danish. And then we are going to add 1 teaspoon of lemon curd to each Danish. So you just put it right on top of the cream cheese. And then, since there's so much excess of the lemon curd, you can actually store it in a jar or a jelly jam jar, and it will stay good in the refrigerator up to 3 weeks. So that's what I'm going to do. And there we go. I was thinking these would even make cute little gifts. You could wrap a little bow around it and give someone a nice little Lammas gift of lemon curd. So I just took the danishes out of the oven and they look really good. So now we're gonna make the glaze. So for the glaze, we need a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And then 2 to 3 teaspoons of milk. So I'll start with 2 teaspoons first. We'll stir that together. Since I'm using almond milk, mine looks a little off-white. Let me taste test it. Still tastes pretty good. So I'm just gonna drizzle some on either Danish. And they are ready to eat. So now I'm going to be making a corn dough. And as you see, my corn husks have started to wither, which isn't the best. If you can get corn husks that were already dried, maybe even ones that you can buy in the store to make tamales with, that would be better. But I'm gonna work with what I have here. And I also couldn't get a hold of natural wheat. So I picked some wheatgrass, which I'll be using to decorate my corn dough with. But these also aren't as long or wide as I would have hoped either. But like I said, we're going to work with it here. Okay. So I'm going to get a few pieces. Let's see, I have 1, 2 for the front, and then 2 for the back. And then I have some rubber bands. So I want to find a smaller rubber band, and I just want to rubber band the top of the corn husks like this. And then I want to find the middle and I want to flip it over on itself, and this will create the head. So then you'll want to get another rubber band. See if I can find, here's an orange one. Okay, so that creates the head. Like that. Okay, now we want to pick some more out for our arms. Maybe I'll do 2 for that. And let me cut some of this off here. There we go. And then you find the middle again. And you're going to put your arms inside the middle, like so. And I'll cut this off. Okay. And then you rubber band down at the waistline. And if we had wider corn stalks, this would be more fluffy. And it would actually look like a dress. And if you wanted to do pants, you could cut this down the middle and then rubber band the bottom of the pants. Maybe I'll add, well, let me cut the bottom off of this. And maybe I'll add some more to it. Because if I can rubber band that up, then that would look like a pretty long skirt or something like that. Or I can even do this. That would be pretty. Yeah, let me do that. So I'll take this rubber band back off. Okay, and then line our skirt up. Okay, and then take the rubber band. Let's see, how can I do this? Maybe I'll take it over the head. There we go. Okay, and then I might cut some slits up the husk. Maybe I'll cut some of this off here. Yeah, that looks nice. And then I'm going to take some of this natural raffia and give my doll some hair and some accents on her dress. And I'm just going to be using some crafter's glue to glue it on there. And it would probably work better and quicker if you used a hot glue gun. There's her hair. And then actually, instead of the raffia, I think I'm going to use some of the wheatgrass to make little designs on her skirt. So I'm going to cut the stems off. And then add some glue. Okay, and then I'm just gonna trim these stems some more. And then trim the bottoms. And I think I'm going to cut this arm shorter. There we go. And there you have a little corn doll, which you can put on your altar. And one of the things a corn doll represents is fertility. You can also give them as gifts for people who have just gotten married. So it's a cute little gesture. I'll be using mine for my altar decor. I just got done decorating my altar for Lammas. I added this yellow candle with gold glitter. I put this candle holder upside down to hold it because it wouldn't really fit into it. I added my corn doll. I left these dried flowers from before. Still have my Gaia, my Athame, my little crystal teaspoon. And I actually sell these in my shop, The Wielded Quill. So if you're interested in these, I'll leave a link in the description. Then I have my candle snuffer. I have some fresh sunflowers. I put some of the wheatgrass back there. I left up the artificial sunflower from last time as well. And pretty much everything is the same. I still have my green man hanging up and all my crystals and my cauldron. But I think it turned out really nice. And it's ready to do some Lammas rituals. Now that my altar is all decorated for Lammas, I'm going to be performing a Lammas Blessing Spell. So for this spell, you'll need a yellow candle. And if you don't have a lot of time, you might want to use a smaller candle than what I'm using. Some people even use birthday candles if they're really crunched for time. You also need a lighter or matches, a yellow piece of paper, a pen, and then a bundle of wheat, like I have up here. And then you'll want to light your candle. And as you light the candle, say, "May this candle bring warmth to my home, light to my heart, and prosperity to my spirit." And then on your yellow piece of paper, write down a blessing. So for personal sake, I'm going to keep my blessing secret. And then after you have written your blessing, you'll want to fold it up like so. And then hold it between both of your hands and say, "Thank you, Mother, for this blessing." And then after that, you're going to place the paper within the bouquet of wheat. And say, "Harvest time comes yet again, to bring us food in abundance before the cold of winter. To keep my family happy and healthy, this I give thanks. May prosperity and peace always find a way to our hearts." Then let the candle burn down and blessings prosper. I will end my night by enjoying my treat by the fire, and I hope you all enjoyed hanging out with me for Lammas. I really had a good day and the food turned out really good. But if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye!
Danish.